Win. You're on.
Good morning, Westminster. Good morning, Carol.
Good morning,
and
everybody.
good morning, Boyd.
Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Ken. How
And
are
we
you
have
this
a
morning?
special guest today, BJ Andrews, who we're going to get to you in just a little bit, BJ. But first, Boyd, isn't this beautiful weather? We love this.
Oh, yeah. Texas hurricanes. Hurricanes, stay away from Texas. Let us stay dry.
Right.
Yeah. Another
Our
beautiful.
dog really likes it because we get to go out and walk him a whole lot.
Clouseau.
So, yes, Clouseau. Do you have a dog, Boyd?
I do. His name is Toby.
Toby.
Yeah.
You
Toby.
get to walk him?
Toby doesn't get to walk very much. His main activity is going out in the balcony and barking at other dogs. He likes to chase them away from the property.
Does he do a pretty good job, that Toby dog?
Yeah, I guess so, because they always leave.
That's a good sign. So give him a raise.
Yeah, yeah. He
Does
may have had an
any-
accident in the house yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah, what a mess.
I know.
And the worst part about it is, he should know better, because I mean that's on the list of things that he's not supposed to do, and the rules are right there by his dinner plate, but he didn't pay any attention to them. Do you
Well,
have rules for your dog?
Absolutely. We have rules. In fact, I have the latest copy right here, straight from COPA, who you know is Canine Owners Protection Association.
The Owners Canine Protection Association.
That's right, Canine Owners.
Oh,
COPA.
Canine Owners
Yes,
Protection.
and we
Maybe-
got the new rules recently, and we always do a little bit of negotiating with our dog Clouseau. He's French. He's a Bichon Poodle mix, and his real name is Inspector Clouseau, and he answers to Clouseau or Clou, except on the days that he is totally clueless. So anyway, here are the latest rules that we have agreed on with Clouseau.
Now, wait a minute. These are pretty strict.
Yeah. Now, you may
Well-
not want Toby to hear yet.
I'd like to hear them, because they might help Toby.
Okay. Rule number
What is
1,
this?
Clouseau is not allowed in the apartment.
Holding.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, wait. Oh,
Hold with
okay.
your
I
finger.
forgot. We did negotiate that.
Keep your, yeah.
Clouseau is allowed in the apartment, but only in
Is
certain
that
rooms.
okay?
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah, well, we only have 2 rooms.
There's
Well-
Toby barking. He doesn't like this already.
Oh, all right.
What's
No,
rule
no,
number
wait.
3?
Rule number 3 is Clouseau is allowed in both rooms, but must stay off the furniture.
Right,
That's a good,
right.
that's a good rule.
Well, now rule 4, Clou can get on the old furniture only.
The good thing is everything is old.
That's right. All right, number 5, Clouseau is allowed on all the furniture, but he is not allowed to sleep with us in the bed.
Well, I think not. No. Yeah.
But no, Clouseau negotiated, and he can sleep under the covers and on the pillow. by invitation only.
Only by invitation.
Oh,
From one
yeah,
of-
yeah. Well, you gotta have some
Doesn't
restrictions.
say.
Yeah. What's
Crusoe can
next?
sleep under the covers and on the pillow sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
All
I
right.
see
number
a rooster
nine, the last
picture in the
one.
background, and I have one just like it.
We must ask permission to sleep under the cover with Crusoe,
Yeah.
Is that all?
and that's almost all.
Instead of 10 commandments, there are 9 commandments.
There are
Well,
9
the
commandments.
last one is, and he can sleep on the pillow. So do you think Toby would like a copy of these, Boyd? And
Yeah,
I'll be
you
sure
better
to-
send them on. I think we're part of it,
Yeah.
probably at Rule 11, and I hate to tell you what that is.
All right, somewhere down there. Anyway, we'll just say Crusoe has it pretty cushy.
Yeah, our Westminster dogs do have a tough
That's
life,
right.
don't they? Yeah.
Well, that's all we've got for
Well,
now.
thank you. And Toby, thanks you. So we've kept BJ waiting. Good morning again, BJ.
Good morning.
You and I go back a long way. Back,
I know it, and we have lived to tell the tale.
that's right. BJ recruited me to help her in the introduction of new residents when Floyd Brandt retired from that job. And so against my better judgment, she talked me into doing it. And we made quite a team there for a couple of years. I believe you, BJ, I believe you moved from the Preston to the Windsor when they finished the connection between the two buildings and opened the bistro. Wasn't that, weren't you already a resident in the Preston?
I did move from the Preston to the Windsor in August of 2013, and I really enjoyed being close to the bistro.
Well, sure. Yeah. Well, you have a really,
It was a social center for me, and right down the hall.
yeah, you have a lovely apartment too. So how long have you been at Westminster altogether? When did you move into the?
All together, this last August, I think I figured out I've been here 12 years.
Wow.
It doesn't seem like it. It doesn't. It
Yeah.
seems like 4 or 5, but that's a testament to how well you're treated at Westminster.
It is. It is. So, Ken,
BJ, I wanted to ask you one thing because you and I discovered when we were talking yesterday that we were both born and raised in Houston, Texas. And I only have one question, but I have to know if when you graduated, you had your senior prom in the Rice Hotel.
That's right.
Oh
It
my
was-
goodness. I thought that was a pretty good bet because everybody did. I think it was the only hotel in town.
Well,
Wow.
and I think my mother and daddy even went to their prom at the Rice
Oh my
Hotel.
gosh. Well,
Right,
that's really going back. Yeah.
right.
what high school did you graduate from in Houston?
Lamar High School.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. It's a
And then
great
you
high
came
school.
to UT.
Ken, I didn't get it.
Did you come to the University of Texas from Houston?
I did. I came, it was an interesting time. It was when the university was on a 3-semester session because of World War II. And so not many people were coming in September. My roommate and I were really the only ones who entered in September. The rest of my graduating friends came in June. So when my roommate and I came, we were really special, we thought, and we entered on a short one of the 3-term semesters. It started in September and went to November.
Wow.
And
Wow.
we lived across the hall from the director of Littlefield. Oh my, we were on
Oh
our
my.
P's and Q's all the time.
He kept
Probably
an
had-
eye on
They had probably had rules there too, like the dog rules.
you. Well, BJ, And then when did you start Rooster Andrews Sporting Goods?
We started Rooster Andrews. Actually, Rooster did the physical part, and I gave him the backup and support in 1971. Rooster
Wow.
had been in the sporting goods business forever since he got out of school, because he's 5 years older than I was. And he decided he traveled for 15 years, the first 15 years of our marriage, for 9 months out of every year. So he was ready to come in off the road, and that's how it all got
Well,
started.
BJ, I know you've seen a lot of comings and goings, and you've had a lot of ups and downs. You've probably seen a lot of people here, our fellow residents here at Westminster, and we all had to kind of struggle with the COVID 19, and some may have even known some that got sick, or even some that passed away. But you seem to be so positive in your attitude. Maybe you could share with us and our residents some of your insights on how you do that.
Well, I'd rather do it than cry, although I cry by myself. It takes so much energy to cry. But I've determined, and maybe it was through our experience in being in business, you just keep on plugging. But I really love people, and I knew a lot of people here. And so I just tried to attach myself to that. And the other thing I noticed was during this last stressful time of pandemic that really I couldn't get out like everybody else. But what I thought to myself was, well, what have you got that you didn't have before? And it turned out to be time. Well, what are you going to do with time? Well, for years, I've been trying to worry with being really good at meditating to set the pace of the day or my life of being in balance, because the first part and my personality is let's get up and let's go. But it was necessary for me to find some balance. And so I started trying to meditate, and it's been tough, but I think I've made some progress. And I do feel that it has added a dimension to my extroverted life to balance out with a little quiet and a little reflection. And I've had a lot of help with people here who have programs on our staff that help me do that. There's been a mindfulness group, and I enjoyed that. But mainly being who I am, I wanted to make an A in coping.
Make an A, grade A in coping.
An
Yeah.
overachiever, yeah.
Yes, and it's fun. It's tiring, but it's fun.
Well, I would
Okay.
say you made your A.
So
I'm sorry,
you-
Carol.
I said, I would say you have made your A in coping.
Oh, I'm
Hey.
glad to hear that.
We'd all give you
Yeah,
an A or an A plus.
you seem to have so much peace and optimism.
Sometimes I fake it, but that's what they told me to do, to fake it until I could make it. And I've seen other people be successful at it. So I thought, well, gee whiz, I'll give it a try too. And I'm semi there, but we've got more time, haven't we? So
Yeah.
we'll see. Yeah. Okay.
That's great, BJ. So what do you have any suggestions for those of us who are still coping?
Well, it depends so entirely on your personality and what your goal is, but I still find it necessary to tune in to the educational offers that are here, like the mindfulness group that I just spoke about. And when you are kind of questioning about what's next, find somebody who can help you with that, because there are plenty of people that would like to and are really very good at it. So that's what I do.
You know, I think one thing that has happened is we all have a lot of time that we probably didn't make good use of before we were forced to. And I tend to think that people are doing more of some of the things that they had wanted to do, like write their memoirs or learn to paint or something like that, that they just never quite got around to. I know I've been doing some writing, and Ken does too, and we enjoy that, but ordinarily we wouldn't say we have time for it. So I think that's one good thing that people have discovered is time is your friend. You can fill it with some of those things that you always wanted to do and never made the time for. And I think you probably did a good deal of that.
Our lives, yes, our lives have always been, let's do it, we got to go, we got to be on time, we got to do so and so, or at least mine was. And one of the things I like to do, I guess it's kind of a hobby with me because my children are appalled at it. I love to clean out things. That's their problem. But I really have enjoyed going through all the cabinets that when you move in, you just put things someplace. Just
Absolutely.
put them someplace to get them out of the way. And I feel really in control, which is an important word for me, to be able to clean out all this stuff and get it thrown away, and then say to my children, now listen, when you come to my apartment after I've gone to the great beyond, it's going to be really in order. And I'm sort of proud of that. Yeah.
Our kids are delighted when we throw something away.
Exactly.
From throwing it away later.
Your optimism and your good cheer is something that really is contagious, and so many people here respect you and admire you and love you for all that you do.
Golly, am I feeling swell about that? That is really good news. I think I'm making a B+ right now.
No, I think you're up in that A+ character.
Okay, good. I'll do that. Okay.
Yeah.
We
Well,
really,
it's been a pleasure having you. Boyd, what?
yeah, I was going to say, we really enjoyed talking to you, BJ, and it's something that I know our residents are the people watching out there are going to appreciate also. You have probably more friends at Westminster than anybody else, but so they take your words to heart.
Well, we
Good.
certainly did. We certainly did and enjoyed talking with you.
Well, and I'm with you because I do need an audience. Right?
Oh, good.
I wasn't going to say that.
Okay.
Thanks for taking time for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. I really have enjoyed it.
Well, Boyd, what else is going on at Westminster?
Well, there's a lot. Tonight, your friend Dan Wilson is on channel Westminster Residents Present on channel 1890 at 7 o'clock. The title is Everything You Want to Know About Drums.
Oh.
Well, I would say he knows everything there is to know about him. And
I told them when they interviewed
excuse me. There they go.
I
Okay.
started in 1988.
We can still hear you.
So,
Don't say anything you don't want on the air.
right, yeah.
There they go.
Well, Boyd, if I may mention, tomorrow on the 13th, there is a absolutely exceptionally wonderful Swedish movie that's going to be on at 2 o'clock on 1890. It's called As It Is in Heaven. And it's about a genius musician who develops, mainly from the stress of his work, develops a heart problem and they say, listen, you need to go take it easy for a while. So he moves to this very, very small town where supposedly nothing is happening and he can rest and relax and, maybe improve his health. But guess what?
What?
The local church there wants a choir director. And so they talk him into doing it. And that's where the fun begins. It's pretty wild after that. So I recommend it as it is in heaven, 2 o'clock on the 13th Tuesday.
I'm going to make a point to watch that.
You'd
I
love
like,
it.
yeah, that should be great. Then Friday night is an Oktoberfest Oompa band, I believe, will be playing. And we'll have writer interviews all week. The journal has gone to press, and we should be getting the proof copies back in a couple of weeks. So we're doing well. And I don't want people to forget the Resident Appreciation Fund. If you haven't turned your envelope in yet, they need your help to meet their goal. But they got off to a booming start the first week. So
Boyd,
yes.
BJ mentioned how much help she had received here from the staff and how important they are to making the well-being of our residents. So I think that's a good thing to talk about.
Well, she's a good, yes, that's right. And everything she said about the help that's available here and that not just the people that serve the food or the people that we see every day, but professional help that's available is something that we need to remember as well. So
Right.
anything else you want to talk about, Ken? I'm not sure.
Well, I think that's got it for me, except I think Texas is going to need a new defensive coordinator for their football team.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't want to talk about that.
No, I don't either.
The season is young. We'll see how it goes. I still haven't recovered from the TCU game, so.
I bet they haven't either.
Yeah. So next week, I want to talk about Italy. I understand you have some anecdotes about traveling in Italy. And
yes, we had some wonderful, wonderful times. Italy is such a hospitable country, and the people are just wonderful.
they really are. So I had an experience. We took our grandson to Italy. He was about 12 or 13 years old, and so we got this English-speaking guide. She was an American, and she was a big. Do you remember Margaret Rutherford, the actress? She looked sort of like her. And so we were standing at the Coliseum, and they had all these guys dressed up like gladiators, and you'd give them 5 lira or whatever it was, and your picture would be, they'd take your picture, let you take a picture with them. And there were these Japanese high school girls there, sort of like the ones in our marching band. And this girl was crying. And Maida, our guide, went over to her and she said, "What happened?" And she said, "That man took my money," and pointed at the gladiator. And so she hadn't understood that you had to tip those guys to have your picture made with them, because she didn't have Italian and said, yeah, they didn't speak Japanese. And so anyway, Maida marched up to the guy and said, "Give this girl her money back." And he argued a little bit, and she said, "I know the police director for this prefecture, and I'm going to get your license stripped. Now give her money back and get out of here." And he did. So we all applauded. So I've noticed that the guides have they've been banned recently by the mayor of Rome from being in costume around the Coliseum. But this was many years ago. Anyway, that's my Rome story, and we'll hear yours next week. Okay.
All right.
So to all our viewers out there, I want to thank you for watching. Keep those emails coming. We want your ideas, and tune in next Monday at 8:30 here on Channel 1890. I'm sure we both want to thank, we all want to thank BJ again for being here today. And above all, stay safe and stay well. Bye, Carol. Bye, Ken.
Bye, Boyd.
Bye, Boyd. Have a good one.
You too.